Okay, quick rundown about these guitars right here, Hondo. Like a lot of these cheap old guitars that they had in the 70s and 80s, probably early 90s, there's several variations of them. A lot of people fairly favorable about Hondos. I would go so far as to say at least this particular run, or at least as far as building goes, making your own guitar custom, it's about the best thing you can get. I mean, it's extremely, Stratocaster-like and all that, but it's also extremely unique. It's got its own feel. It's not just some cheap copy. It's pretty well put together. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. I've been all over the map on trying to figure that out. If I had to guess, I would say some sort of mahogany. But, don't quote me on that. It looks a little strange when you get to the wood. A little unusual for a Stratocaster guitar anyway. But these here, look for this headstock. And it wasn't just Hondo that did this. Hondo was also in connection with something called Fame. And there was also Memphis would be another one that made some with this type of headstock. There needs to be some kind of real categorization of these headstock shapes, because Hondo also had over here like this Mako up here, very common in the 80s. These pointed headstocks, kind of a hockey stick but sharper, because I know some did have the hockey stick but wasn't that sharp. It's kind of like the Kramer type of thing. And these right here, when you see these are usually not very great wood. I mean, you can still get some good sounds out of them. This is a decent guitar, surprisingly, despite what it seems to be made out of. It looks like almost like a bunch of cheap panel walls glued together. I often refer to that type of design as wafer wood. It just looks like wafers. But, it turned out okay. Surprisingly. Now the other thing about Hondos, the H75, which was the one humbucker, 76, which was the 3 single coils, and the 77, which is the HSS, and they're all cut for HSS, I believe. The 75 may have been only cut for a humbucker, but I'm not certain. Never owned one of those. This is an 87. And aside from the condition, they changed factories, is what I heard. These should be, other than the color, should be kind of identical, and they're not. The neck on this is extremely small, which I like. I don't have the biggest hands in the world, I don't have the most flexible hands. But you got the same headstock, you got the bullet truss rod, kind of a 70s type thing. A lot of people mistakenly think these are 70s. That's 87, that's 89. 87, the more you look at it, the angles aren't quite right about it. And forget that I put a different pick guard on it. That doesn't matter. It's a little not rolled real well around the corners. It doesn't have that smoothness to it. And when you see the 87s, they're almost all the time red. It's like that's the only one they had back then. These here, you'll see this weird eggshell color and black. I don't know if there's any other colors or not. They didn't have a lot. And they also came with these gigantic fat single coils, which were decent pickups. That Mako, as a matter of fact, came with that. That was a run of these single coils that they're extra tall and they're a little bit wider. And I've got all of them. They didn't stop working on me, but got about 6 of them, I thought. No, probably about 9. And they're decent pickups. I mean, I upgraded it because that's just kind of what I do. I prefer to get something I can change, but I don't feel great about doing it. This is a very strange guitar anyway, right here. The huge frets. You might even could tell just at a glance. Huge frets. A little bitty narrow neck. Other one's got a bigger, thicker neck, but not huge. Frets don't look to be as big either. It's like they're just kind of learning with this one. and they finally got it right with the other one. But any of them are worth getting. Used to be able to get these for almost nothing, $7,500. Sometimes you'll pay as much as $200 to $500 for them now. And as a builder goes, I think it's great. As it's stock, it's to me worth it. And what a great paint job too. Interesting, very unusual. So if you can get like a look at that wood. It's kind of a strange dark color, makes you think maybe mahogany. A lot of people say plywood. I'm not really seeing that, at least not in terms like that wafer wood. You know, definitely don't let those little circle stickers go away if you can help it. That's where I got this, identified what this was. The writing wasn't super clear on it, but I can tell you this is an 89 and that's an 87 over there. And if you see those, pick them up. They're not a throwaway guitar, especially if you like building. They're decent in stock form. You can find videos of people playing them, getting decent sounds out of them. And they have a distinctive sound. You might prefer just to have it exactly as it is. But I guess it's a good thing I'm not wealthy, because I probably have 100 of those. And that's not right. Need to let other people have a chance. But anyway, that's a short rundown on, at least visually, of the Hondos. And I couldn't show you any playing as far as a stock one goes anyway, because they're no longer stock. This one also is, I'll show you a little bit more detail about this one. This one, allegedly, eaten up by termites. Still playing. See all the holes there, and get the lighting right. And it doesn't exactly look like super high quality wood, but you know, when termites or whatever had at it years ago, and that has been years ago, has been in the family for a while. Anyway, go out and pick up a Hondo. You don't have to buy a brand new guitar. You see somebody selling one of these things, especially one of these type of headstocks. Like I said, Hondo, maybe Fame, but you can also find some Memphises with that headstock. Usually one of these two colors. This right here is probably the most common. This or black would be the most common. Weird sort of eggshell color. Pearl white, kind of like Stevie Ray Vaughan's Charlie guitar almost. Anyway, that's all for now.